Welcome to day 2 of the Century Batteries Beach and Boat, one of the largest and certainly most well-run fishing tournaments in New Zealand. In the case of a successful fishing tournament, a number of factors have to come together. And in this case, one of the critical components is the location. We're at Marsden Cove Marina, absolutely idyllic. And Brent Wilson is the boss here. He's a man coordinating everything. And I'm intrigued, Brent, this place, it sits here and there always seems to be room for more boats. What's the plan with Marsden Cove? Where's it heading?
Okay, Graham, it's actually getting really exciting. Very shortly we're hoping to start our haul-out facility, which is going to be able to hold a number of boats. And we're
Like larger vessels?
Larger vessels.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking at a travel lift at this stage of 75 tonne with an 8.5 metre beam.
Okay, well that's
which is quite substantial. And we're hoping in the first stage to hold about 90 boats on the hard.
Okay, and around here, there's still building sites available?
Yeah, there's still a number of sites and canal sites as well, and that's all done through the hoppers.
Yeah.
A fantastic opportunity because the prices are only going to go up once these facilities are up and running.
Okay, and of course, right on your doorstep, you've got everything that represents success at the Century Batteries Beach and Boat. Great fishing, great locations, number of options, it's all here.
That's exactly right. Like, mate, 5 minutes, you're in the ocean, you're catching fish. What more do you want?
So what more do you want? What more do you want to make a successful fishing tournament? Not much. Well organised, great prize package, place like Marsden Cove, the location, and of course, superb weather. Here we are, 2 days of perfection. We're going to head out in the water and have a fish. John, Sue, Sandy and I headed out for some fun. We had planned a rendezvous with my sister ship, but with a perfect ocean, we split up and went our separate ways. There was a lot to explore and the boys from Christchurch did not want to miss anything. The benign ocean gave me a chance to talk to John Bennett about an incredible location, a long way from New Zealand and a long way from a New Zealand summer. There certainly are some very interesting people that fish this tournament. Welcome to a very benign forecast off Whangarei Heads. I think it's supposed to go 10 knots variable or something at the moment. There's absolutely no breeze. And I'm here with Sandy and John and Sue Bennett, friends from Nelson. And John has filmed for us in Antarctica, in the Ross Sea, and also in South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands. So John was responsible for catching the colossal squid that wound up in Te Papa, or John and the crew of the San Aspiring. So I thought that we'll share a little bit of that footage with you and also show you some of the sights of South Georgia, which are absolutely mind-blowing. And as a consequence of this little trip, which is actually the second day of the Century Batteries Beach and Boat for us, John is taking some equipment back to South Georgia for us, where we're filming under permit, and we won't say too much about that, but I think you're going to find the result pretty darn interesting. But glad you could join us off Whangarei Heads for a show with a little bit of difference and a reminisce, I guess, of things well done by John and Sue Bennett. Everywhere we looked, there were bait schools, literally fish everywhere. Sue was first to hook up. Well, he should be knackered by the time he gets up. It might be a skippy.
It is a skippy.
Oh, he's got plenty of boogies, Sue. Is that on a kabura?
Yeah, it's on a kabura.
Blimmin' heck, okay. Oh, that's the little net, JB. There's a bigger one, a much bigger one. That's perfect. You just watch your spool. If you're winding the handle round and the spool's not going round, it's his turn. That's it, perfect. Little half lifts and wind, yep. Should get a look. I'm expecting to see a marlin right up his backside. Good bait.
Yeah.
We'll be taking these to the Bay of Islands tomorrow.
Yums.
Yeah, nice skippy.
There he goes.
Beautiful. Now back.
That's a beauty.
Push the button down, Sue. No, the button on the back to release the spool.
Oh, yep, yep.
Yeah, otherwise
Sorry.
it'll, yeah. So, bring him in, JB, otherwise he'll,
Yep. Oh, nice one.
yeah. Now just watch your hands there, mate. All right, well there's something for bait. Gee, put it down live. I've got tuna tubes being fitted to this boat next week. That would have been absolutely ideal. Tuna tubes and game poles. And where did that lot go?
All right.
Nice.
So you want to put them back in, or?
No, well, I want to put them in the bin, mate. I want them for bait. That's it. That's my bait for the Bay of Islands tomorrow.
There you go. Okay. Well open.
In fact, I'd like about half a dozen of those babies. Awesome. Thanks, mate.
And coming up after the break, South Georgia.
We just sort of got a marlin jumping beside us. I'm just wondering, there are other boats around. It came up and rolled over on its side a couple of times. Just wondering if someone's not hooked to it, rather than going charging in. Yeah, they look magnificent. I'm not at all surprised. There's just so much bait here.
It was a perfect day and a great chance to have a chat. John Bennett has spent many years of his life at sea and has seen some spectacular sights.
One of the other places that John visits is the Falklands, South Georgia, and then further down into the South Sandwich Islands. I can't go, clearly, so what I say to John is, look mate, here's the camera. You take me to these places. And that's what he does. And the result is spectacular. So JB, you're going back to South Georgia?
Yep.
And-
We're heading
focus
there
on
next week.
toothfish?
Yep. And we sail from Timaru next Saturday,
Yeah.
and around Cape Horn to the Falklands, where we provision, and the rest of the crew come and join the ship.
How long does it take to get from Timaru round the Horn to the Falklands? South?
Usually about 20 days. 20 days going east, and then sort of 24 days coming back west against the weather. So going east is
So you've got the
pretty easy to-
downhill run this time.
downhill run this time, yeah.
So a focus on toothfish.
Yep.
But what other expectations do you have?
I think the South Georgia toothfish fishery is MSC certified, so it's a great fishery. It's very
What's
robust.
MSC?
Marine Stewardship Council, so it's an accreditation that is basically ticks all the boxes as far as
So it's really sustainable.
that's right. Yep, absolutely. So, but that takes a lot of work to get to that stage, and Sanfords are committed to making to that process as well. So, yeah. As
So
a
does
result,
that mean then that the fishery going forward is in a position where it is sustainable ongoing?
That's the case, exactly. Yep. We have, and of course, it's in everybody's interest to make sure that's the way it is.
And is that controlled by the South Georgia government?
South Georgia government, that's right.
Do you get a chance to go ashore again?
Occasionally, we go ashore to get our licence at the start of each season, and we've been ashore and been to the museum in Grytviken, and walked around the old whaling station and Shackleton's Grave as well.
And what else do you get to see? I remember the icebergs grinding themselves to death on the South Sandwich Islands and covered in penguins. That's an absolutely amazing sight. Is that happening at that time of year?
That will be in March. That's when the penguins sort of come off their nests and get out to sea. And the first thing they try to do is get aboard an iceberg that's drifting by. So that can be hilarious. But South Georgia in itself is an amazing place. It's just we see a little bit in Fiordland with Milford Sound. Well, South Georgia's like that from one end to the other. It's just classic glaciers going into the ocean and ice carving all the time, and then of course in amongst it there's the remains of the old whaling stations. I think there are 8 whaling stations there in the day, and slowly but surely it's sort of coming back to to how it was. And
Lots of whales.
lots of whales, lots of sperm whales, and we see blue whales and right whales, humpbacks. There's lots of whales returning, coming back. There's a long way to go, of course, but yeah, there's got to the stage now where the sperm whales are becoming a problem for us. We have to work with them, obviously, but they're taking fish off our lines. They're taking toothfish off our lines, so they pluck them off like grapes off a vine. So yeah, it's a good challenge, and we have to figure out ways to keep away from them. Obviously, we know where they want to be. So, but now they're starting to follow us because it's easy picking than swimming all the way to the bottom.
Okay, they hear the engine, and that's the dinner gong. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see how it's managed.
Yeah, so we've put our hands up this year to help with that process of understanding sperm whales and killer whales, and we'll be tagging some whales in South Georgia this year. We've got the specialist equipment and specialists to do it. All the approvals are in place now, and yeah, so we're going to go and do that. There's, I think there's 400,000 sperm whales globally, and they're estimating there's around 69 to 70 sperm whales in South Georgia that interact with fishing vessels during the course of the season. So mostly males. The females are further north in the warmer waters. So yeah, we're looking to get in and tag these babies. So there are a tag that goes in and then releases after 3 months, and we'll just sort of monitor.
And does it download the data continuously, or when it releases?
I think I don't know too many details about it, but yeah, I think when the whales surface, the information is uploaded to the satellites, and so it's pretty much real-time stuff.
amazing.
It is incredible.
Well, we're going to share that with John. He's taken cameras for us. So yet another John Bennett's an aspiring adventure in South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands. So look forward to seeing that. But I hope you enjoyed looking back at some of the things that John's already done for us. I think they're absolutely spectacular, and it's fantastic to be able to share with you some of these experiences. Certainly wouldn't mind having some legs and getting down to a place like that. It's just spectacular.
We were getting near to the finish, and there was nothing in the bin. The team had met some great people and enjoyed perfect conditions. I tucked in at the harbour entrance for a final flurry. After all, you never know.
Oh, nice!
Ah, very nice.
Hey, good one.
Yeah. Definitely. Much better.
Oh, that's the way. Get some dinner.
It's a kawa, I think, by the feels of it. Not a snapper.
Is it running?
No, it is a snapper, but it's probably just legal. Just legal?
30 centimetres. Well, you might be lucky.
Yeah, where's our measurer? Yeah, he's in. We touched him anyway, so he's going to die, so you might as well keep him.
There you go, buddy. You're ours.
Nice.
Is that out of the freezer? It's a bit stiff, isn't it?
Yeah, look at the freezer burn.
No.
Well, at least we're seeing some action.
Yep.
Don't let me down now. No.
He's a
31.
31er. For who? It's a veritable giant compared to what we've been catching. Absolutely.
Oh, you bloody beginner.
For Team Silver Bullet, it was not our year. But back at the weigh station, there were some real beauties.
How much do you reckon?
20, 25.
And coming up after the break, prize time. Back at the harbour entrance, and as we were about to leave, Sandy hooked up, and for a moment we got very enthusiastic.
Get him, hon, get him.
Come on, baby.
Well, that seems like a better one.
Neat, John. Come on, baby. That's a better fish.
was a bit kingy-like, actually.
Don't need to snap her.
Watch out, hon, you're just gonna
What are you doing?
trying to bloody stab a hole in you. Still pulling string, is it?
Yep. It's trying to go under the boat. Cowdies wants to go under the boat.
You'll get him, Sands. You control him, walk him like a dog. Lead him round the park.
It's a snapper. It's a snapper and it's a bloody good one. Look at it. He's seen the net.
It's a little kingy, eh? It's a nice one.
Yep.
That's beauty.
Seen the net. Get that net ready.
It's a kingy.
It's a kingy. Get the net ready.
It's a king, is it?
Oh, baby, bloody
Oh, baby king. Oh, I thought you said it was a snapper. I was getting very excited.
I've got somebody else's
Yeah,
line
that's
here.
me, babe. Yep.
Oh, well, that's a bit of fun.
Excellent.
A little rat kingy, but on this little line, that was bloody impressive.
Huge.
Let him go.
Yeah, chuck him back.
It was a bit of fun. That's a good idea. Next time, wait for the big one.
Our attention turned to the weigh station and the anglers that were returning from overnight trips to places like the Mokohinau Islands.
The only fish we caught in the whole day was that one.
So, do you reckon that's got you in with a chance? We think so.
Some teams focus on big fish, others on having a bit of fun, but this competition is something for everyone.
That's about 8 kilo. Nice. What's the beaky?
There was some solid snapper at the weigh station, but so far I didn't see anything that would better the 12 plus kilo model from day one. This was the final countdown to prize giving.
So Valley 9652. Got a snapper 9889.
Nice.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, kingfish.
Yeah. What's your angler number?
What's that one weigh?
1648. 16.
Moment of truth time. 2,000 people packed into a large marquee, all hoping to drive away in a new ute or Surtees boat. The prize giving starts with daily prizes, moves to the largest fish overall, and finishes with the big stuff. $420,000 worth of winning about to find a home. By this time, the winning fish are on display. If you want to check out the huge list of winners, log on to the Century Batteries Beach and Boat website.
How you feeling, bro? Now tell me about yourself. You're with this crew over here. You won a major prize, bro. Have a look at this thing, bro. It rocks. Isn't it that cool, man? I'm excited, bro. I'm bloody hell. So, where you from, bro? North Shore. Never mind, mate. You can always ship.
Wrapped up in this competition is the Snapper World Cup, the biggest snapper from 3 separate competitions. The winner in 2015 was this fish, and a very happy angler held his trophy aloft.
Ladies and gentlemen, not easy, with number 1 leave the stage.
The major prizes are allocated from drawn numbers. If your number comes up, you get one of 10 t-shirts, and at the major prize giving, the numbers are drawn one by one until there are 2, and then finally a winner. For the participants, it is nerve-wracking, but for the winners, absolutely amazing.
7, please leave the stage. I'll do something. Congratulations, bro.
This process took place 3 times for the 3 major prize packages. Thought you might like to imagine what it is like to get this close to winning a major prize, only to be pipped at the post. To me, the Century Batteries Beach and Boat is a totally unique tournament, combining a fantastic location, great fishing, an awesome crowd and very generous sponsors. Coming up on Gone Fishing, we head north to spectacular Rangaputta, meet Kieran the Rod Builder and target snapper and trevally network.
That's a beauty.